nerds and nerdettes, it's Alpha Omega Sin with some bitchin' radical and motherfucking tubular news for all of you horror and undead junkies out there. Have you heard of a little series? It's a pretty big show, pretty big game, pretty good comic book series by the name of The Walking Dead. Though that makes it look like I'm doing the Frankenstein from Grandma's Boy and everything. Get too fucked up when you're token, and that's how it's gonna go. But anyway, so there's a big announcement. Now, if you've played the Walking Dead games, which you really should, because Telltale Games has basically put together one of the best fucking games that they've ever put out, in my humble opinion. And it's not just because I'm a fan of the show and a fan of the comics and everything, but genuinely, it's just a really good game. But they decided that they were going to take the extremely successful games and compile them into a disc-based game that you can go and get full retail. And I was like, fuck yeah, I like this idea a whole lot. Now, I've played the first 3 episodes, and I was like, do I really want to get a full retail version? Now, there's one thing. Many of you know that I'm big comic book enthusiasts and all the other happy horseshit. One thing that's missing from my comic book collection, which people are just like, how the fuck don't you have this exactly? And it was shame on you, and basically have a fucking nun come in and start beating the shit out of me with a fucking roller and poking me in the chest. You know, their fucking, like, brittle fingers can go through anything, just, like, fucking daggers and shit. So it's like, okay. One thing I'm missing is the Walking Dead books. Now, the main reason why I'm missing them is because I've already read a good majority of them, but I always want to have one, just so I can go back and read it at my leisure anytime that I want without having to go and knock on somebody's door and be like, can I borrow that? So, they're making a limited edition Walking Dead game. And I was like, huh, well, that's pretty badass. What all is it going to include? Well, it's going to have the Walking Dead compendium, and you might be thinking, well, it's just a book. That's not a big deal. It's over 1,000 fucking pages. That's a whole lot of undead horror goodness reading material, just boner. There we go. We'll just end it with boner. Undead and boner. And yes, there is undead porn out there, so that's not really too far-fetched of a concept. But, so, you get the game, and you get the compendium, which has the first 48 issues. That's a whole lot of fucking stuff right there, just smash right inside there. Now, there already is a compendium out there, and you might be thinking, I can already go and buy one, but this is a limited edition version that'll be coming with the game, and if you get the limited edition version, okay, the cover to the compendium is going to be different. The box itself is going to have art by, you know, the people that do it and everything. The game cover itself is going to be different from that of the regular-ass retail one and everything. All that is pretty fucking cool, and it's going to be going out for like $70. Now, keep in mind that the game itself is $30. That's not too shabby, all things considered, for a book of that size and how much it retails for normally. And I was like, dude, I fucking like this a lot. And for anybody out there, I always tell you, if you're a fan of something and it's comic book related, like, if you're a fan of the Batman movies, you know, and you're like, oh man, I fucking love them, read the comics, because the comics are fucking awesome. Or watch the animated series, because those are also just as badass. And it's like, you know, okay, recently, the Avengers. Avengers fucking own shit. Read Avengers comics! They're fucking awesome too! Same thing with The Walking Dead. So this right here is a good opportunity. Now, they said it's going to be extremely limited. I always take that with a grain of salt, but you never know, because just look at the loot chest for Borderlands 2 recently. That shit was, like, super limited, and that's because they actually had fucking pressed numbers onto there, and they're like, haha, you didn't fucking pre-order it immediately? Suck that, motherfucker! You should have hopped on that board real fucking quick immediately! And it's like, oh, I didn't. Oh, sad face, look. But this is very fucking cool. So, fans of the show, fans of the games, fans of the comics, you should be listening right now! Let me tell you something, brother! It's pretty damn good. It makes me pretty happy. So, I went to go and talk about this just because I was like, man, that's honestly a pretty fucking gnarly idea. And I wasn't sure if they were ever going to come out with a retail version of the game to begin with. So that announcement was already cool, but the fact that they're making a limited collector's version and it's going to come with a whole shit ton of material, 48 issues, that's a ton of fucking reading. It's basically like a phone book, so if you're in the middle of reading and then fucking Z-Day to fucking zombie apocalypse actually occurs in the middle of reading, you can club the living fuck out of zombies with it. And remember, anytime that you hit somebody with a really thick book, it leaves no bruises. One of the reasons why they use it during interrogation and things like that. the more you know. So anyway, how do you feel about this? Are you a fan of the show? Are you a fan of the comics? Are you a fan of the games? Do you even give a fuck whatsoever? And if you haven't actually tried it, why haven't you? Unless you're like, I'm burnt out on zombies, so I could really give a shit. See, that's me giving a fuck over there. You're gonna have to wipe it up with some fucking towels or something. I don't really know. Insert bounty commercial and shit. But anyway, if you're happy, if you're sad, if you don't give a fuck, if you just want to type stuff for fun, like, I'm bored, random message and shit like that, comment, post, this shit is there, and then people are fucking arguing back and forth. All the other good shit on YouTube. So anyway, I wanted to go and talk about it because I was very enthusiastic about it. I was like, that's a humdinger. I'm gonna do the Krusty the Clown laugh. Anyway, so yes, you can tell I'm happy. But anyway, conclude this. Like always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers. Game the fuck on. Seriously. Death metal style.